Look closely at this 216-foot stone mountain. It weighs over 100,000 tons. It has survived massive earthquakes, political collapses, and a millennium of brutal weathering. Yet there is not a single drop of cement, mortar, or glue holding it together. It is an immense jigsaw puzzle of solid granite. And sitting at the very peak is a single, isolated block of stone weighing 80 tons. How did 11th century builders lift a locomotive-sized weight to the height of a 20-story skyscraper without cranes? Today, we decode the unexplained structure that shatters the history books, the Brihadisvara Temple.
Before we even look at how it was built, we have to look at where the material came from. Granite is one of the hardest stones on Earth, notoriously difficult to cut without diamond-tipped tools. But here is the structural anomaly. The entire temple complex is constructed from massive blocks of high-density granite, yet there is no natural granite source anywhere near the region. The nearest quarry is located over 60 kilometers away. To build this fortress, millions of tons of stone had to be transported across rivers and rough terrain. In an era with no heavy machinery, no paved roads, and no steel tracking, how was this logistical nightmare executed? Mainstream history claims thousands of elephants dragged the stones, but the mathematics suggest a highly organized, completely undocumented ancient transport network.
Step closer to the walls. The engineering behind this structure defies standard ancient architecture. The builders didn't use mortar to bind the stones together. Instead, they cut the granite blocks with such zero-tolerance precision that they lock into one another using a complex interlocking jigsaw mechanism. Think about the danger of this layout. In a standard building, mortar acts as a cushion, absorbing shock and distributing weight. Without it, a single miscalculated angle would cause the stone to grind against stone under immense pressure, shattering the foundations and collapsing the entire 20-story tower. Yet this mortarless design has survived for 1,000 years. Why? Because the puzzle pieces are cut to dynamically distribute weight, flexing with the earth rather than resisting it. But the ultimate paradox sits at the very summit, the kumbum, a single monolithic block of granite carved into a dome, weighing an impossible 80 tons. Traditional archaeology claims the builders constructed a massive 6-kilometer-long inclined earth ramp, dragging the 80-ton stone up the incline using sheer muscle power over several years. But modern structural engineers are highly skeptical. The physics required to stabilize an earth ramp of that scale without it collapsing under its own immense weight requires advanced geodetic calculations. Was it a ramp? Or are we missing a lost understanding of acoustic resonance, a technology that allowed our ancestors to manipulate gravitational fields using precise sonic frequencies to lift monumental weights?
What if the 80-ton capstone wasn't an ornament? What if it was a functional component of a massive acoustic machine? When you combine a mortarless, interlocking jigsaw structure with a massive, heavy weight at the top, you create a perfect harmonic stabilizer. The immense downward pressure of the 80-ton kumbum locks the vibrating jigsaw pieces below into absolute structural equilibrium. When an earthquake strikes, the interlocking granite moves in harmony with the seismic frequencies, while the massive capstone dampens the shockwaves, grounding the destructive kinetic energy safely into the earth. It is a living, breathing mechanical circuit. The temple is an acoustic protective grid built in stone.
We look at the ancient world and see primitive tools, but the math, the physics, and the architectural endurance prove we are looking at an advanced, forgotten technological era. Who holds the missing blueprint to the jigsaw paradox? I'm your host for Era Lens Unsolved. The code is hidden in the stone. You just have to look closer.